Exercise and chemotherapy. Let's talk about it. So in this video, I want to cover exercising during chemotherapy and also after chemotherapy. First and foremost, should you even exercise when you're having chemotherapy? The short answer is yes, definitely. Now there are lots of benefits to exercising when on chemotherapy. You just have to be a little bit careful with it. It can help get rid of a lot of the side effects that you may experience when having treatment. Firstly, it can help reduce tiredness. And I know it sounds weird, but when you are more active, your body feels less tired. So although chemotherapy makes people very, very tired, exercising can actually help you feel a little bit better day to day. It can also help with your mental health. I've covered this in the video outlining the side effects of chemotherapy. I'll put the link in the description below. But one of the side effects of chemo are the higher chances of experiencing anxiety and or depression. And when you exercise, it can actually help alleviate these. And in doing so, it improves your mood and improves the quality of your life. You have to remember, when someone's having chemotherapy, it's a horrible time in that person's life. I mean, I know it was one of the worst periods of mine. So by exercising, it helps you keep that strong head on. And as well as a strong head, it helps keep your body strong. It helps keep your muscles, your bones, your joints, everything strong. Chemotherapy is going to weaken you quite a bit, so you want to try and stay as strong as possible. It can also help maintain a healthy heart. Now your heart is going through a lot when you're having chemotherapy, so it's always good to try and keep that strong. When you exercise as well, it also reduces the risk of thrombosis or blood clots. So there are a lot of reasons why you should be exercising, but like I said, you have to be very careful. Now the reason for that is your body's already going through a lot. And one of the things that happens when you're having chemotherapy is that your immune system shuts down. So in effect, you don't really have much of an immune system when you're having the treatment. If you don't have an immune system, you don't have an inflammatory response. And the reason why that's important is when you do any sort of exercise, it does cause inflammation in the body. It's just a side effect of exercise. In a normal healthy person, your immune system kind of helps fight that and you kind of recover. And that's why you get sometimes soreness after the gym and then you recover after a day or so. But when you're having chemotherapy, it's very hard for your body to recover. And the more you kind of keep breaking down that tissue and breaking down that tissue and causing more and more inflammation in the body, the more harmful it's going to be for you. So just be very careful that you don't push yourself too hard. If you're like me, it's very hard to sit still or not to exercise for a long amount of time. So when someone says to you, oh, don't push it too hard, it's like, well, what can I do to kind of keep active? And the thing I recommend the most to people is going for walks. I used to go for a walk every single day when I was having chemo, without fail, and it just made me feel so much better. Even just getting out of the house for a bit, because I was stuck at home for such a long amount of time. It's like I just want to get out of these walls. And going for a walk and getting that fresh air and getting my blood pumping, I used to love it. And it was just a place I could go to just clear my head as well. You can also do other things like do some light housework, do some gardening, just anything that's going to kind of keep you active, that's not going to take too much out of you. And the reason those things also work well is you have to remember that you can't really go into places like gyms and things whilst you're having chemo. Like I said, you don't have an immune system, so there's so much bacteria in the gym that you don't want to go anywhere near it. Now, I did used to lift weights a little bit during the beginning of my treatment, but as I kind of got further into it, my veins got really hard. I used to have my chemotherapy through a drip, so my veins would take a battering every week, and it got to a point where they went really hard like concrete, and lifting weights and things was just way too painful. So that's when I started doing more things like walking and stuff. So there is always something to do. It doesn't mean you have to like lift weights or I can't lift weights anymore, there's nothing for me to do, I'm just going to sit here and get fat. No, it's not like that. Just keep active. So as important as it is during chemotherapy, it's just as important after chemotherapy. Now I remember when I finished my chemo, it took me a while to get back into the gym. Firstly, I gave myself time to recover. Because like I said, your immune system is still going to be weak after treatment. So you don't want to just go straight back into the gym. You have to still be aware of things like bacteria and germs and stuff. So like me, I started with home workouts, and then when I built up a bit of strength and I could feel like my immune system was kind of getting better, that's when I tested out the gym and I went to the gym. And I started with light workouts and just took it from there, took as much rest as I needed and just slowly built my strength up. So just take your time with it after treatment. As I mentioned earlier, after treatment it can help you get over the fatigue. When you've come through all of that chemo, your body's going to be quite battered, so you will feel quite tired all the time, and getting back into an exercise routine actually helps beat that tiredness even after. When you have chemotherapy, you can either gain weight or you can lose weight, and it can help with either of those. If you gain too much weight during chemo, get back into exercise and lose that excess weight. If you lost too much weight during chemo, get back into exercise and put that good weight back on. Literally, whichever one that's happened to you, you can overcome it with exercise. So there are loads of reasons to exercise during and after chemotherapy. But the main thing I want you to take away is listen to your body. Whether it's during or after, whatever it may be, whatever form of exercise you're doing or testing out, just be careful. And when your body feels quite tired or your body feels like it doesn't want to do that today, just don't, and let it rest and let it recover. It's going through a lot, and the last thing you want to do is put it under way more stress than it can handle in that time. So that's it. I tried to keep this video as short as possible, so I kind of did go through things a little bit quickly. If there's anything you want me to go through in more detail or cover in a different video, please let me know. Leave a comment below. Please like the video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and go and follow me on Instagram if you don't. It's at DNAFitnessUK. It was great speaking to you. I hope you found it informative, and I'll talk to you soon.